One.
Hi, this is Zachary Durocher from Houma, Louisiana, and you're watching GoTarryn TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to GoTarryn TV today. It's episode 525. I'm Tarryn, the traveling trainer out of Atlanta, Georgia, and all the way from Houma, Louisiana. On the other side of the screen, you can see we're welcoming for the very first time to GoTarryn TV, Mr. Zachary Durocher. Zachary, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Tarryn. Thank you for asking.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much for coming here. And Zachary, for all the folks out there, he is a health mindset coach and focuses on wellness coaching, and we're going to talk about some of that healthy lifestyle and everything that he's doing out there. And so I understand, Zachary, you're out. Houma, Louisiana is near the New Orleans, Louisiana area. Is that correct?
Correct. We're about 45 minutes south, if you can imagine that.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
So,
Well, that's great. Again, it's great to meet you. Can you tell the folks? Let's start off the bat a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you're doing out there in the
okay.
greater New Orleans, Louisiana.
Sure. So I am, I'm from the New Orleans area, born and raised in this area, and I am currently a health and wellness coach and professional network marketer. I have a background in restaurant management, and what kind of happened for me is I've always been very, into nutrition and into taking care of my own body and training. And as I spent about 14 years as restaurant manager. Absolutely, towards the end of it, I hated it. So when I left there, I really just wanted to find a job I didn't hate. I didn't have any big dreams for myself. I mean, that was like my big goal was to have something I didn't hate. And so I left there and ended up working as a project coordinator for about 3 years in the oil field, and I loved it. It was a job that a lot of people might have really gravitated towards. I had my own office. I was very autonomous in my position. I got to do a lot of working with my brain. I wasn't dealing with a lot of physical labor. But whenever the economy kind of took a hit, my wife introduced me to a company that has some amazing nutritional cleansing products, and I loved them. I absolutely, I've been a big fan of nutrition, and I had just a remarkable experience, and I was able to start coaching and sharing those products to help other people reach their goals. And, within about 2 months, I was able to leave my corporate job and just pursue coaching, being a wellness coach full time. And I've been doing that for about a year and a half now. So it's been an absolute blessing. It's nice to be able to make an impact,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and again, we're going to maintain some anonymity. I won't ask you directly, but can you tell us, as far as the products, what does it focus on? And my question specifically, is it just fat loss? Is it weight loss? Is it cholesterol health, blood pressure? What does it entail in terms of what it does focus on in total wellness?
So the company that I'm partnering with, they focus on they have solutions for everything. So we are a solutions based company, but the basic concept, Taryn, is like we do live in a world where we're exposed to a lot of garbage. A lot of people have a lot of poor habits, and although we're not a weight loss company, you're looking at 60-something% of the nation is overweight. So most of my clients end up coming in and looking to lose weight.
Sure.
But it really addresses, they believe that if you take the bad stuff out of your body and you replenish your body with the proper nutrition, that your body starts to take care of itself, and a lot of those issues that we deal with start to correct themselves. And weight loss is often a side effect of that. So they do have solutions for weight loss. They have solutions for healthy aging. They have solutions for performance and energy. And of course, you can build a business with them too. But when we're talking about health, those are the four areas which we have products for. They have some incredible advanced anti-aging products. It's a telomere support. If you guys aren't familiar with telomere support, you can go to the product bdiscovery.com and check that out. It's a really neat product. I think it's light years ahead of anti-aging technology. And it's all going to be, pretty much. It's not. I can't say. It's not. Everything's not organic. In my opinion, the organic standard's kind of a joke anyway.
Sure.
I mean, it's just a. So if things, we source organic whenever they meet the standards, and it's non-GMO. All the products are non-GMO. Just to give you an example, so our shakes are undenatured. Just so that means like they're not processed using heats or acids, so they have active enzymes in them, so that's going to really help get your gut health right. If you know anything about um, just overall health, your gut plays a big role in that.
Hmm.
And so it's going to have active enzymes, prebiotics, probiotics, things like that. And it's sourced from New Zealand because the standards in New Zealand are completely different. So in New Zealand, the cattle, they can't use hormones or pesticides. They can't use hormones or antibiotics in the cattle. They can't use herbicides or pesticides in the grass. The cattle have to be grass fed, things like that. So there's no cross contamination with gluten or soy or anything like that. So it's really, really high quality stuff. And they do promote intermittent fasting using a cleanse, a soft, gentle cleanse, and they have some mineral drinks, and we supplement with adaptogenic herbs to keep the body's stress levels under control and kind of balance your hormones. So it really kind of touches base on all systems I think are required to really get your overall well-being where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's interesting. And also, let me ask you this, Zachary, because in terms of the products, do they focus on the fitness side of things? For example, when the consumer is purchasing some things, is exercise and fitness encouraged, or is there any kind of supplementation of that they kind of say to do that in conjunction with some of the products?
Right. So the systems are set up for everybody to have success for. So if you're looking at the performance side of things, they're going to have a different regimen and what it's going to recommend for everybody. But they do count on the associate to have a working knowledge of how of nutrition and things like that, and to help guide your associates and your clients to success. But like for example, on a weight loss regimen, we have it set up to where a sedentary elderly woman is going to get results.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So if I have somebody that I take on and they're going to be more active, I'm going to coach them to monitor, to address their caloric intake a little bit different than I would somebody who's not doing anything. So it really does depend on your activity level, and I do adjust that depending on a person's goals. But it is set up to where even if somebody's sedentary could get the results. But of course, Tarryn, I try to recommend everybody get up and move.
Sure.
I mean, it's just for happiness on top of health,
Yeah.
I think it's really important.
Oh, yeah, certainly. You're right. And let me ask you this, Zachary, because we're connected on Facebook, and I noticed a success story that I wanted to ask you about and talk about testimonials for a minute. But are there testimonials you could share with us? For example, I saw that a woman who, namely, had lost 75 pounds, went down to a size 4 jeans. That's incredible. Can you tell us, some of the personal successes that you've seen?
So I can tell you some of my friends. I can tell you my own personal. For me, when I started this, I was in a spot where, Tarryn, and it's beyond health for me. I was dealing with a lot of existential anxiety. I wanted to be doing something more and helping the world. I worked a job where I was working 70 to 80 hours a week.
Oh yeah.
And that gave me little time to do anything I love. I had no energy left. My bills were paid. My bank account was filling up, but I didn't have time to serve the world. So for me, and because I worked so much, my health went to the wayside. So when I came into this, I was actually able to release about 25 pounds in about 40 days. And I got my stress levels under control, which was a big deal. I was dealing with a lot of chronic fatigue, insomnia, things like that. All of that really balanced itself out for me. And I was able to leave my corporate job within 2 months by sharing this with other people. So I quickly was able to create a nice passive income with this. Now with Bonnie, for example, the woman that you're speaking about, Bonnie had gotten pregnant almost in her 40s. She had a late pregnancy, and she was already overweight at the time. Mm-hmm. So when she started with nutritional cleansing, she was actually able to release 75 pounds.
Wow.
And has kept it off for the last 4 years. And she is also, as you saw, has created an income of about $165,000 a year in these last few years. That's a passive residual income from her helping other people do the same. And she actually ended up going to school for a degree in nutrition, and she is also a Zumba coach now. So, and then I have a friend of mine, Mike, that I went to the gym with. He's lost 60 pounds in a very short, 65 pounds in a very short period of time. And you do see results. In a situation like this, you have to be compliant. You can't say it treats, prevents, or cures any disease. I mean, that's just the way that it goes. But you and I both know that most illnesses and stuff, I mean, they just are. I don't care. They're directly linked to our nutrition. And when you start correcting that stuff, you will see people that come up to me and tell me that they're having, some improvement with their blood sugar or their cholesterol levels or their blood pressure or a lot of symptoms that they were having elsewhere in their life are improving. So at this point, we've actually been blessed to have helped hundreds and hundreds of people reach their goals. And it's one of those situations, the way that the network is set up is that, I'm helping these people and these people are helping people and they're helping people. And it's just an amazing rippling effect. You're making a really huge impact.
That is really excellent. And Zachary, with your network of the people that are involved with you, is it mostly centric to where you live, or is it also in different parts of the country, and how far does that network reach out to?
So we are currently, the company that I work for is currently in 14 countries, and we're launching we're actually launching UK in January.
Excellent.
So some of our team is in other regions of the world. For me personally, in my network right now, I do have some people in Mexico, but that's as far as my network goes. But I am very much nationally. It's not just centered in Louisiana. I have people here in Mississippi and Colorado and Tennessee, really all over the place. And I do a lot of my work. We do just much like you and I are Skyping right now for this interview. I do a lot of our trainings and our coaching calls and things like that with my clients, just like this. And we have Facebook support groups, so we'll post recipes to keep people with meal ideas who struggle with things like that, and exercise regimens and accountability groups.
That's great. I like that. Let me ask you this: with working now, you said for about a year and a half, roughly, being your own boss, making the money you are, and working in the health and wellness industry, helping other folks. What would you say single-handedly that you find most rewarding about both working in health and wellness, but also the money that you're able to make and being able to work at your own, discretion, pretty much?
Well, man, I can't. It's going to be hard for me. I can't narrow that down to one thing. But let me tell you, I missed out on a lot of my first child's life because I was working so much. And I haven't had to miss a single game or anything like that. So for my personal life, I get to wake up with my wife and have coffee in the morning. I get to bring kids to school every day. I get to go have lunch with them whenever they do the father and kid day, or the parent join them for lunch. And that's something I wasn't able to do in the past. I also it's a great feeling whenever somebody calls you up and they, like I'm telling you, somebody has lost 65 pounds.
Oh yeah.
That wouldn't have done it other way. But the biggest thing is that we get to coach on mindset, Tarryn, because that's something that's rewarding, because that mindset that it takes for some people to get through to reach their goals, that's something that they're going to carry with them past their goals. I really try to make it a habit to believe in people even when they don't believe in themselves, because sometimes they need that. And it doesn't. You can take somebody to the gym, Tarryn, and you can show them how to curl, and you can show them how to properly do a deadlift and do everything in the world, but none of that matters if they don't have the mindset to push through whenever they don't want to, or they don't have the mindset or the belief in themselves. So whenever, that's a really rewarding feeling, because not only are you seeing somebody that might have thought, oh, this isn't for me, or I can't do this, whether they were talking about the business or talking about their health, but not only do they come in and smash their own personal goals, but they've broken through. They've had this complete breakthrough to success, and now they are teaching other people to do the same. And that's just an amazing feeling. And income-wise, it's one of the things too, Tarryn, that it's one of the few industries that continues to pay you on the work that you've done. So my prior jobs, I either made, as a restaurant manager, I left there at 12, 14 years, whatever, making a $50,000 salary, and I never made another penny after I left. When I was working at my last job at Oil States Industries, I was an hourly employee, and I made a certain amount of hour, and I could never make any more in that hour than what they pay me. And with this, you continue to get paid on the work you've done. And so what that means is, right now, if I don't get up, just for my first year in the business, if I don't get up and I do nothing at all, if I watch Netflix all day, Tarryn, and I work out, I'm going to make several $1,000s a month just from the work that I've already done. And it continues to grow. So you get a deep sense of drive and ambition, because every lick of time that you put into this is growing your business bigger and bigger.
Yeah, that's true definition of entrepreneur and residual income right there. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I definitely want to talk to you more about that off the record. When some other time we'll definitely chat, and I'll ask you about getting into that. Now, let me ask you this, Zachary, because again, as I promised, I won't ask you for the contact information, but let me ask you your own personal contact information, if that's okay. If anybody wants to reach you directly and they've seen you on this video blog, or if they want to learn more and pick your brain and talk to you in further detail and discussion, what's the best ways for people to reach you directly?
Really, I'm always on. I'm not on every social media platform right now. I do primarily spend most of my time on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yeah.
So Zachary Durocher on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I am on Instagram. So, but I don't really do anything on there. So to keep it to Facebook or to the LinkedIn, or they can contact me. My phone number is on LinkedIn, and you can leave my phone number on here too. Or my email. Anything.
Yeah. We'll have that up.
Really,
on the screen.
social media is the best way to reach me.
Perfect. Okay, and for the folks watching, that'll be on the screen when we fade to black in a couple minutes. So a couple more questions, Zachary, if you don't mind. What are the short-term goals for the rest of this year, and where do you see yourself long-term goals from here for 5 to 10 years from now?
Well, that's a great question. So my short-term goals right now is to get to a point. I would like to break through to business-wise to about multiple six figures this year, and
Wow.
and the way that I would achieve that was by building my team and helping them reach their goals. And that's the beautiful thing about this. So we have a lot of people that are some really exceptional people that show up every now and again. I'm working with a few of them right now. So my goal is to get them where I'm at right now, and that'll carry me to where I want to be for my short-term goal. And my long-term goal, Tarryn, is I really have a deep passion for helping people develop the mindset and empowering them to move into their greatness. And so I really do foresee myself doing a podcast. I mean, I want to be a mindset coach, but I do want to also have a podcast where I interview maybe successful people or people who have done great things or had breakthroughs. And there's kind of a lot. I'm about to launch some blogs. I'm going to start blogging, but just really moving into massive action to inspire the world around me. So, but the ultimate goal being a mindset coach and be able to take the stage and kind of do a tour like that. And that's really the long-term goal, is to have a very successful blog, successful podcast, and have a coaching business established. And and this will be the vessel that carries me there.
Yeah, certainly. And, on top of that, it looks like the one word that I could define where you're at right now is happiness. I mean, it seems like you're very, very happy and satisfied, and that's rewarding. So keep up the great work. I got to say, Zach, I really enjoyed this first interview with you, getting to know you, a kind of introduction to everybody. And if you don't mind, let's definitely have you back on in the near future and maybe we could do a video blog on mindset coaching for the next time we have you on here. I think that'd be fascinating.
Sure, I would love to. And and Tarryn, we have a couple other people and you and I can talk about that. Mm-hmm. I think I have some other people that you might be interested in talking to as well. So.
Please, yeah, let me definitely get that from you, and then also vice versa. I want to introduce you to my partner, Di. She's dying to talk to you as well. So yeah, let's definitely hook up, and but we'll talk about that. Zachary, again, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and keep holding things down there in Houma, Louisiana.
All right, Tarryn, thank you so much, man. I look forward to talking to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Zachary. All right, folks, here comes his contact information as we fade to black right now. Okay, everybody, there you have it, Mr. Zachary Durocher, all the way from Houma, Louisiana, for the very first time here on GoTarryn TV. And love to have him on here. He talked to you about his coaching for health and mindset, and we're going to have him back on in the very near future to talk specifically about that subject as well. I'm so happy and excited to meet him, and grateful to have him on here. And it's always nice to have wonderful people like him on GoTarryn TV. So you'll be seeing more of him in the very near future. Again, I want to thank him very much for his time, and I also want to thank everyone out there for connecting with yours truly, Tarryn, the traveling trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training. If you would mind, please do the following if you get a chance to like GoTarryn on Facebook, subscribe to GoTarryn on YouTube, and follow GoTarryn on Twitter. That way you'll stay connected socially immediately through yours truly, Tarryn, the traveling trainer, GoTarryn Personal Training, who tells each and every one of you that it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll see you in the next video blog, everybody. Bye-bye.